Food is essential, right? Good news, if you somehow find yourself in the middle of the ocean, you won't starve there. Almost all seawater fish can be eaten raw, just like sushi. Parasites can't survive in salt water, so this fish is pretty safe. Sadly, you won't have any soy sauce to dip your makeshift sashimi into. You won't starve in the middle of the forest either. Inner bark from pine, aspen, maple, willow, and birch trees are edible. And while it's not as yummy as sushi, it's still okay. Plus, it contains vitamin C. Also, using pine needles, you can make fantastic tea that will warm you on cold winter days. Now on to the bad news. Eating snow is a big no-no. And it's not about the suspiciously yellow type of snow. Snow will neither fill your belly nor quench your thirst. In fact, eating it can lower your body temperature, and your body will also need more water to melt the snow than the amount you will consume, making you even more dehydrated. Right, even if you look for food in your own kitchen, it can still be pretty risky. When making delicious pastries, keep the flour away from the fire because it is a highly flammable substance that can burst into flames in seconds. It is 35 times more flammable than coal, so make sure it's in a safe place. There's one more cooking tip you gotta know. If oil catches fire, don't try to put it out with water, it'll only make it worse. Instead, you should throw baking soda on it if the fire is small. And if it's a bigger one, use a fire extinguisher. You can also put a lid on the pan. The oxygen will soon run out and the fire can't survive without it. Imagine you're walking near a lake or a pond with your dog, and you see a kangaroo in the middle of the lake. Whatever you do, don't try to help it, and keep your dog on a leash. Kangaroos do this when they feel threatened by a predator. And when the unlucky predator enters the water, the kangaroo can drown the animal. It has been reported that many dogs have been hurt this way, so make sure your pooch and you are safe. Stay on the bank. Hiking is fun, but there are many dangers lurking in the forest. I bet you've seen people on TV telling to suck the venom out if you've been bitten by a snake. But that's a terrible thing to do. The thing is, it can introduce harmful bacteria to the wound. Instead, you should calm down, lie on the ground, adjust your position so that your wound is below your heart, and call emergency services immediately. Or your friends should rush you to the hospital. In emergency situations, you can start a fire using your reading glasses. Align them with the sun and point them at some easily flammable material, like dried grass. Soon, you'll see smoke. If the glasses don't have high magnification, you can add water to the lens to enhance the effect. Never run away from a cougar, and don't make eye contact. Looking the animal straight in the eye signals that you're up for a challenge. Instead, try to make yourself bigger. Spread your arms, puff your chest, and start yelling at the animal. Dangerous insects are everywhere. Before you put on your shoes, give them a good shake because you definitely don't want your toes to meet with a spider or a scorpion. Rattlesnakes are known for getting into sleeping bags on hot summer days. I mean, you can't blame them. Everyone wants to escape the heat. So before you get into one, make sure there are no wiggly creatures inside. Also, a campfire can keep the snake away. You've probably seen movies where bees attack one of the characters, and they jump into the water to get rid of the insects. While it may look plausible, the reality is very different. The bees will simply wait for you to run out of air and resurface. These guys are really smart. If you fall into a frozen lake and can't find your way up, go to the darkest spot in the ice, which is usually the hole you've fallen through. Snow and ice reflect light and are usually much brighter than an opening in the ice. After getting out, don't try to walk. Slide yourself away from the hole like seals do. Swimming is a fun activity, unless you've fallen into a frozen lake. But rip currents can easily ruin your fun too. Should you ever end up in such a situation, start swimming parallel to the shore, and you will be out of the current. To get some rest while swimming, arch your back to stay afloat. Position your hips up in a horizontal position. Relax, no tension. Pull your shoulder blades together and release chest tension. Stay relaxed for optimal performance and don't panic. If you don't know how to swim and you're not ready to shell out money to buy a life jacket, your pants have your back. They can be used as an actual life jacket. Tie them at the openings after filling them with air. Put them around your neck and you're good to go. Hope your pants are waterproof. Your pants won't help though if you see a drowning person. Your first instinct will be to jump into the water and help them, right? But if you don't have a flotation device, they will grab you and pull you under the water, putting you both at risk. So, the best thing to do is throw them something that floats, or help them get out using a stick or rope. Diving in dark waters can be disorienting, since it might be hard to find a way to the surface. Exhale some air. It's less dense than the water and will always float to the surface. Follow these air bubbles and you'll be safe. In a pinch, you can drink salt water, but first you need to dilute it 4 times because salt water is 4 times saltier than your bodily fluids. To put it simply, you will need 3 glasses of fresh water for 1 cup of seawater. Mix this all together and you can safely drink it. Salt water has many minerals that are good for you, but it can never replace fresh water, so drink it only if you must. You're on a beach and your legs are submerged up to your knees, but suddenly you notice that the water is receding. You should run as fast as possible to the highest point you see, because that can be the sign of an incoming tsunami. Other signs are ground shaking and loud noises. You're not 100% safe even in your own bed. Imagine you're sleeping in complete darkness, but a strong smell of gas wakes you up. Don't turn on the lights. The spark from a light switch can light up the gas, making the problem bigger than it has to be. Don't use any form of light. Even your phone's flashlight can ignite the gas. Now picture this. A service dog approaches you on the street. You might want to pet it, but you should not do that. Stay still and don't move. Let the handler move the dog. If the handler isn't around and the dog is trying to get your attention, the handler might be in trouble, so follow the dog. You might save someone's life. Never post on social media when you aren't at home. Thieves can use this info to break into your home. This should be obvious, but many people ignore this advice. You can post your pictures of the beautiful beach you visited when you get back home.
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.